David and Marilyn Hoffman are the proud owners of a home away from home. A home away from home on wheels. They own their own private railroad cars. 2 cars originally built for the Union Pacific Railroad back in the 1950s. Their cars were purchased, rehabbed, and have been thoroughly enjoyed by the Hoffman family and friends for the past 20 years.
The Northern Sky was built in 1955 by the Union Pacific Railroad as a dome lounge car. For our use, we have put 4 bedrooms on it, a galley, a lounge, and of course the dome. And 95% of the time we spend our time up in the dome watching the world go by.
I like it because you can sit back and relax and have fun with your friends and family, and it's just a great experience to see this beautiful country.
The other car, the Northern Dreams, was built for the Union Pacific in 1956 as a 5-bedroom lounge car. When I got it in 97, it was an 11-bedroom sleeping car. Little too much sleeping space, so 2 years after we had it, we took out 5 of the bedrooms, put in a galley and a lounge. So we have that car now is a 6-bedroom lounge car.
The Hoffmans have joined other car owners here in Savannah, Georgia, for a convention of private rail car owners. These are people who have put a lot of time, energy, and money into acquiring, rehabbing, outfitting, and maintaining these gems from the glory days of railroading. Now is a time to see and be seen, a time to share stories and compare notes, a time to stare beauty in the eye while in the company of like-minded friends. Stan Garner has his hand on the pulse of this luxurious hobby, and he says there are more than 120 of these private cars approved for Amtrak runs and hundreds more on small private railways. And Stan has hooked up lots of private cars with Hollywood movies and television shows. The silver screen loves these classic cars as much as we do.
Oh, trains are great for film. I mean, my gosh. You know, you've got a confined space. You can set up a circumstance where somebody would really like to get away and they can't, or someone is escaping from somewhere and they're trying to get away from something else and they're on the train going somewhere else. Or it puts people together in a circumstance that they otherwise wouldn't be in.
David Luca and Janet Dittmer own the private Pullman car Federal, which was built in 1911. It's the oldest car certified to operate on Amtrak. Restoration took nearly 5 years.
We use it for travel. We use it for stationary, dinners, happy hours. We've used it on National Railroad Days as a part of the display that the Arizona Railway Museum had to promote Amtrak. One of the reasons we bought the car was that so much of it was intact. We have the original 1911 table, 6 of the chairs.
A lot of the fixtures are still original, like the matchbox holders and the call buttons for the annunciator. Because it's such a historic car, we enjoy it when we're stopped, like say here in Savannah, and interesting people that come by that don't know the first thing about railroading, or that you could even still ride a private car. And we invite them in to give them a tour of the car, and it's just fun to watch their eyes light up, and because they know that they're like able to share part of history.
Most of these cars were built when luxury was still an acceptable option in travel. They come from the first half of the last century, but they all have been brought up to the modern-day safety standards so they can safely be connected to an Amtrak train. As you might imagine, bringing them up to modern travel and safety standards can be a time-consuming, expensive, and painstaking job. One of the best in the business is Avalon Rail in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
A typical customer can be anything from a business owner to an individual has just loved trains for an awfully long time. Sometimes, though, I do find that our clients have the yacht and the jet first, and the train will come last. costs are all over the board for repair and upgrades. So you could acquire a car for $20,000, $30,000 or several $100,000. It really depends on what stage the car's at. If it's Amtrak compatible, that's a benefit to when you buy it. If things need to be brought up to speed and it's never been Amtrak compatible, you could be looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars for that work.
Many private rail car owners rent out or charter their cars, so the rest of us have the opportunity to really see what first-class travel was like on the trains of yesteryear. They say you can't go back in time, but this is one experience that gets you pretty darn close.